Good afternoon. One of the things that a lot of students have been asking me about the last few days is this idea of separation technique. So I thought I'd go over a few of them today. Again, a separation technique is a way you can get a mixture into its individual parts. Sometimes it's as simple as, let's say, this little cup that I'm just putting school supplies in. Sometimes it's easy as just sorting it out. Like I want the hot waters over here, and I want, rubber bands in here, so maybe I want the rubber bands over here. Sometimes it's as easy as that, but a lot of times it won't be. Okay, whether that be the nature of what you're trying to separate, whether it can be a solute and solvent thing, or whether it can be solids. So the first one I like talking about, honestly, is filtration. So a filtration is you're going to have probably like, mixture like water and sand, something with a liquid with a solid, and you're not going to be able to get all the sand out. Right? Individual pieces, that's never going to work. So what you can do is you can actually, with some filter paper, filtration, and a funnel, you can put the filter paper in the funnel, and this will allow all the water to go through, and the sand will stay at the top. This is a slow process. It's going to take a while. Plus, this needs to dry fully to get all the water out, but that's one way you could do it. Another way you could do it is through vaporization. For example, a great example of this. I'm going to have to do it fancy for you all. To do a sodium chloride, water, or salt water. So what you could do is you could have a bunch of salt water in here. As you know, salt dissolves in water. And you're going to turn the Bunsen burner on, or whatever heat source you have. Maybe it's a hot plate. Once this starts heating up, obviously around 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius, the water is going to boil. Salt doesn't boil. So the water is going to start to get the heck out of there, start to vaporize, become a gas, water vapor. And what you'll be left with is this. Again, that's all salt. So you can separate the salt out of salt water, which is really cool. This is actually how they get a lot of the table salts that you guys use today. There's a lot of facilities out in Washington and Oregon and California where they just take huge things of salt water, boil it up, get the salt like this, go through a purification process or a cleaning process, and there's your salt. So kind of a fun thing. The next one, distillation. This one's a little more chemistry-like, a little more chemical kind of going in. So you have two liquids mixed together, let's say something like gasoline and oil. Something that maybe can be different, or maybe let's say cooking oil. Well, if the two liquids are mixed together, this isn't going to help because it's a solid. But what you could do is every liquid has its own boiling point. So what you can do is, and again, this is a little more sciencey, boil each together. And this yellow liquid represents maybe a hot water bath. You can run cold liquid through this. So imagine that being like a hose going here and here. And what ends up happening is the one that's going to boil first at the lower boiling point, that's going to become a gas, cool down because of the water, and then that vapor is going to condense back to a liquid. So you have your two together. The first one that makes a gas will make a gas. It'll then cool down. Gases, when they are cool, make liquid, condensation. And you're left with your two separate solutions. A little bit more of a setup, but still works really well. Probably most people's favorite is chromatography. What chromatography is, it allows you to have a solvent. So again, there's liquid inside these beakers. And what's happening is you can actually separate different inks, for example. So here, as you can see, the inks are being brought up because the liquid is being brought up. So for example, some different marker colors. I have a dot of black, a dot of red, a dot of blue, and a dot of green, and you can see the different inks that make up these colors. Look at all the ones for black. And the last one, magnetism. If you're trying to separate two solids. If one is magnetic, use a magnet to pull it. That's a short video. Have a great rest of your day.